All right, guys, so this video is the significance of Iran and the Straits of Hormuz and for the world. So there's some talks right now if Iran, through retaliation, will block off the Straits of Hormuz. And got a small little video here, not a video, but picture of this. So this is the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz, we have Iran here, and the Strait of Hormuz is just like this fucking hill, little go around here. And here we have Oman. Oman's such a small country, this yellow one. And then right here we have the UAE, United Arab Emirates. And then here, no, Oman's actually big, but I guess they own that yellow part on the tip of the Strait of Hormuz, which might be where Americans' bases are. I'm pretty sure, because we have a base in Oman, which is probably right here at the tip. And then you have Oman here, and Saudi Arabia, the Gulf of Oman, Persian Gulf, also known as the Arabian Sea, Arabian Gulf, and Iran. And I heard Secretary of State Marco Rubio mention, or being asked if they think the Iranians will block the Straits of Hormuz, and said it would probably be bad for China mostly. I should have watched the video because this is Chinese diplomat. He responds to that. It's like a 53-second clip. So he must have just passed over it, or it just, they probably didn't put too much emphasis on that. You don't expect diplomats and people of power of certain nations to speak too much, especially to the media. Right now, what they're speaking about, they're trying to use the Secretary Council, or the Security Council of the United Nations charters. They're trying to bring sanctions. They're trying to go through the right channels to bring some war crimes, to bring some, not retaliation, but consequences on the American actions recently against Iran. So, of course, they're just doing the right thing, I guess, maybe to justify maybe some later military actions against us, America, United States of America. But again, United Nations, guys, that shit was signed in New York. So America has a big influence over the UN. I mean, I think we might even be more important than the UN, honestly, but maybe not. I don't really know. Maybe not. I could be tripping, but I hope so, because I live here. I hope we don't get invaded by some fucking country. I like going to McDonald's. I like fucking going to the movies and living at peace, guys. We live at peace in America. Well, anyway, the Strait of Hormuz. So the significance of Iran. So the Strait of Hormuz is one of the most strategically important waterways in the world, and Iran's geographic control over it gives the country significant geopolitical leverage. What is the Strait of Hormuz? A narrow maritime choke point between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. It is only 21 miles wide at its narrowest. Iran lies to the north, Oman and the UAE, United Arab Emirates, to the south. Global significance. World oil supply. 20 to 25% of global petroleum, about 18 to 20 million barrels a day, passes through the strait. And that's a quarter of global petroleum. So it's about 18 to 20 million barrels a day of petroleum, which is needed for gas. And, so passes through the strait. Major exporters using the strait. Saudi Arabia, remember, so these are exporters. So major countries that have oil, that use the strait, that do business with the rest of the world. Does China have a lot of oil? I don't think so. So they do business with these countries that use that pathway, the Strait of Hormuz. So major exporters using the strait: Saudi Arabia, Iraq, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Qatar, especially LNG, liquefied natural gas, for Qatar. They especially use that strait for LNG, liquefied natural gas. Any disruption threatens global oil prices, supply chains, and economic stability, especially in Asia and Europe. Especially in Asia and Europe. Critical maritime trade route. The strait is used not just for oil, but for gas, commercial shipping, and military naval traffic. Tankers headed to and from the Indian Ocean must pass through it. Why is Iran's role significant? Geographic control. Iran borders the entire northern shore of the strait. It can monitor and potentially harass, threaten, or block naval and commercial traffic. Asymmetric naval power. Iran has developed small boats, mines, drones, and anti-ship missiles that could disrupt even without a full blockade. So even without fully blocking it, they can, they could disrupt traffic even without fully blocking it, right? With their missiles, with their small boats and mines and drones. Geopolitical leverage. In times of conflict or sanctions, Iran has threatened to close the strait, especially in response to U.S. or Israeli actions. Even threats alone often cause oil prices to spike. You know why they spike? Because people start just buying it up. These oil companies who sell this shit, remember, they might not produce it. They might not, but they buy it and they sell it. And because they think it's going to be shortened, they buy it up. They buy up what they think is going to be a limited supply, so these companies can raise that price because it's in high demand. Remember, supply and demand. So even threats alone often cause oil prices because they're like, I'm going to buy it now because later in the future, it's not going to, remember, the behavior, the expectancies, or remember, even just talks. That's why over here in America, you see the market go up just because of speculation. Speculation is an important word in pricing and supply and demand. So even just speculation, threats alone often cause oil prices to spike. Historical flashpoints: 1980s tanker war during the Iran-Iraq war, attacks on commercial vessels. 2011, remember, so because Iraq, let's go back to the picture. So Iran's right here. Iraq is somewhere over here. So when they had a war, Iraq was trying to get their shit, but Iran was saying, no, we're attacking your shit right here. We're going to fuck up your economy. So that was going on in the 1980s tanker war during the Iran-Iraq wars, attacks on commercial vessels. 2011-2012, Iran threatened closure in response to the European Union sanctions. In 2019, Iran seized foreign oil tankers amid U.S.-Iran tensions. So Iran seized foreign oil tankers amid U.S.-Iran tensions. So oil tankers. So this maybe American oil company sends a tanker over there to these Middle Eastern countries and has to go through the Strait of Hormuz, and it's getting picked off by Iran. Like, what? You want to put sanctions on us? We're going to fucking take your oil tankers. Because, again, it's like your car. You go to the gas station. You want to fill up. They want to go fill up their tanker so they can sell it, obviously. And so it's fascinating, man. It's just the way the world works. And so ongoing, even today, U.S. and allies frequently escort commercial ships to deter Iranian interference. I never knew that. Ongoing, U.S. So governments, they frequently escort commercial ships to deter Iranian interference. Intense, huh? Strategic implications. So factors and impact. Factors and impact. So military conflict risk, the impact of that. Any armed conflict near the Strait could disrupt global energy supplies. Oil market volatility. Traders and governments closely monitor tensions near the Hormuz. So the volatility of the oil market, the constant change of value of product that goes through there, especially oil. So oil market volatility. Traders and governments closely monitor tensions near the Hormuz. Global shipping security. U.S., the U.K., and allies regularly patrol the area to ensure freedom of navigation. Iranian leverage. Iran's ability to threaten this route increases its bargaining power in nuclear and regional negotiations. In summary, whoever controls the Strait of Hormuz has their hand on the pulse of the global oil market. If I was America, I'd have my eye on that bad boy. It's a place where economics, energy, and military power converge, and Iran is central to it. So economics, energy, and military power converge. The Strait of Hormuz. Wow. Insane. Peace.